In this video we're going to look at sales tax and commission, and we're going to do these 7 examples, example 1 through 7. So we'll start with example 1. It's find sales tax amount, and then example 2, find sales tax and purchase price. Example 3 is find total price given sales tax. Example 4, find the tax rate, the percentage. Example 5, commission, find the commission amount. Example 6, find purchase price given the commission. You know that commission is that, it's 11%, find the purchase price. And example 7 is find the commission rate, the percentage rate of commission. Okay, so let's have a look at example 1. If the sales tax rate is 4% of the purchase price, how much sales tax is paid on a laptop that sells for $760? So please press pause, and if you want to write the question out, that would be good. And press pause and try it yourself. Okay, I hope you've tried it. I'm going to help you out now. So we've got to get, this is the purchase price, okay? Don't we have to get 4% of $760, right? That's what we have to calculate. So what we need to do is turn this into a decimal and write that as an expression. So 4% is what as a decimal? 4%, just remember, 4% is 4 per 100. 4 divided by 100, which is 4 hundredths, or 0.04. Okay? And of course, the quick way of getting that is to take the decimal point and move it 2 spaces to the left and stick in a 0. So that gives us 0.04, or 0.04. Of, the word of means multiply. So multiply by 760. So what we have is 0.04 multiplied by 760, and we need to calculate that, right? Four times 0 is 0. 4 times 6, 24. Carry the 2. 4 sevens is 28, and 2 is 30. So we have $30.40, right? Okay, example 2. Find sales tax amount and the purchase price. Suppose the sales tax rate in Idaho is 6%. How much sales tax is charged on a new car if the purchase price is $12,500? And then figure out what is the total price. Okay? So, by all means, write the question out if it helps you. It helps a lot of people to actually write all the words out, so you can understand better what it's saying. And then we'll try and do it together. So, the sales tax rate is 6%. How much sales tax is charged on a new car if the purchase price is that? So what we have to get is 6% of 12,500. Okay? Does that make sense? So, I mean, this is the kind of, the purchase price means the price before tax. Purchase price means before tax. Okay? So, getting 6% of that, we've got to turn 6% into a decimal. So, go ahead and calculate 6% of 12,500. Press pause and do it. Press pause and do this, and then check it on the video, okay? Please press pause. I'm going to do it now in a second. Okay, I'm going to do it now. So 6% is 6 per 100, 6 over 100, which is 6 hundredths, or 0.06. Or you could just take this decimal point and move it 2 places to the left, and giving you 0.06, or 0.06. Of means multiply. Multiply by this number, 12500. Okay? So it's 12500 times 0.06. 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 5 is 30. Carry the 3. 6 times 2 is 12, and 3 is 15. Carry the 1. 6 times 1 is 6, and 1 is 7. And let's see. I can put down a placeholder 0 and multiply by zeros, but what's the point in that? So I'm pretty much done now, right? And I have 2 decimal places in the question, so it'll be 1, 2 in the answer. So I'm getting 750. Okay, so 0.06 times that is $750. So the sales tax rate is 6%. How much sales tax is charged on this car? The answer is this is the sales tax, $750. Okay. Now we have to then answer this question. What is the total price? Well, what we do is we take the purchase price, which is $12,500. Then we take the sales tax of $750, and we add them together, and that will give us the total price. Okay? So we take the purchase price, add the sales tax, and that's the purchase price. Or that's the total price. So go ahead and add those. What do you get? 0, 5, 2, carry the 1, 3, 1. $13,250 is the total price, right? Now, find total price given sales tax. If the sales tax rate is 4%, and sales tax is 4%, and if the sales tax amount on a washing machine is $38.40, what was the purchase price of the washing machine? And then find the total price. So we'll start with looking at the purchase price. Purchase price means price before tax. Purchase price actually means the price before tax. So we'll look at that first. Okay. The sales tax amount is $38.50, and that represents 4%. So please press pause, and we'll forget about this part for now. Just press pause and try to figure out how you're going to solve this. Just think about it, write a few things down, see what you can come up with. So struggle with it now, try something, and by all means write this question out, okay, the words out, and then play the video and we'll do it together. But you've got to think for yourself in order to learn. If you're not thinking, you're not learning. You've got to think, okay? Okay, I hope you've had a chance to press pause and try it. I'm going to do it now with you slowly, okay? So the sales tax rate is 4%. And the sales tax itself is $38.40. So basically, the $38.40 is 4% of the purchase price, if you know what I mean. You could actually turn this into an equation and it would work out. But I guess we're used to saying something like $38.40 is 4% of what number, right? Or, no, we usually did it this way, didn't we? We usually went 4% of what number, of what purchase price is $38.40. I'm just trying to... Anyway, there's 3 ways of doing it. But I guess this way is the one we've done most of all. So you're probably like this way better. I don't know. Whichever way you like it, they'll all work. But if we went 4% of what number is $38.40, we got to turn the 4% into a decimal. What does that become? Move the decimal point 2 spaces to the left, and we get 0.04, 0.04, or 0.04, okay? Of becomes what? Multiply what number? What's that going to be? 4% of what number? N is becomes equals, and 3840. 3840, right? So we have 4% of what number is 3840, basically. And now you can divide by 0.04 on both sides. And we'll be able to figure out what n is, right? Because these guys will cross cancel, and you'll have n equals this over this. So we just need to calculate that. So it's 0.04 into 3840. And I can't divide a decimal into something, so I need to put that 2 spaces to the right on both of these, of course. So that's going to be 4, a whole number, into 38 and 40. Okay? So 4 into 3 won't go, but 4 into 38 goes how many times? 9 times. Remainder 2. What's 4 into 24? 6. And what's 4 into 0? 0, right? So we have n equals 960. What does 960 represent? We figured out 4% of what is that? 4% of $960 is 3840. So this is the purchase price, isn't it? Now, can you figure out what the total price is? Step 2. What is the total price? The next question. Okay, I'll help you now. What you do is you take the purchase price, don't you? Which is 960. Then you take the sales tax, which is 3840. And then you just add them together. Sorry, this is really messy, but that should have been, you might know how to do this, I hope, but if you add those together, you get $998.40, and that is the total price. Okay, $998.40, because you're taking the purchase price and you're adding the sales tax amount, and that's what you'll actually be charged for the washing machine. Okay. Example 4. Find the tax rate, the percentage rate itself. If the purchase price of a bottle of whiskey is $32 and the sales tax is $6.40, what is the sales tax rate? What is this? So can we figure this one out? Please press pause on the video and do your best. Just, spend, let's say, 4 or 5 minutes and do your best to try and figure it out, and then check the video to see if you're right. But give yourself 4 or 5 minutes to think about this and to try it. Okay, and then check the video. Okay, I hope you've, and by all means write the question out. That might help. Write it out. Okay. Okay, I hope you've pressed pause and tried it. I'm going to go through it slowly now. Okay, so this is the purchase price. The $6.40 is added on to give a total price of actually $38.40, right? So what's the sales tax rate? In other words, what percent of 32 is 6.40 is the question. What percent of 32 is 640, right? And we can turn that sentence, or you might have come up with a sentence similar to that. Or you might have just come up with a fraction and then figured that out. That's fine. Whichever way you do it, as long as you get the right answer, it's fine. What percent P of multiplied by 32, then what do we do? Is 640. What does is translate to when you turn this into a math expression or equation? Equal sign, right? equals 640. Okay? P times 32 equals 640. How do you get P by itself? P has been multiplied by 32. You have to divide by 32 on both sides, right? So what we get is P equals 640 over 32. And we're looking for this tax rate or percentage. P is a percentage. That's why I put in the letter P for percent. When I'm looking for a number, I stick in the letter N. Like the last time when I made an equation, I put the number N because we're looking for a number, which was, you know, a dollar amount. And it doesn't matter what letter you use. It just, when I'm looking for a percent, I put P. That just kind of reminds me, oh, I'm looking for a percent, so I need a decimal, and then I need to turn the decimal to a percent, right? So 640 over 32, I've got to go 32 into 640, don't I? Right? To turn that, so I've got to turn this into a decimal, and then after I get into a decimal, I'll turn it into a percentage. Okay? So what's 32 into 64? Let's see, twice maybe, right? 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 3 is 6, subtract, remainder 0. Well, that worked out. And the decimal point's here, and this is a 0. So this becomes 0.2. Write that as a decimal with hundredths. So right now it's just 2/10. How many hundredths is that? 0.20. So it's 20 hundredths, or 20 over 100, 20 hundredths. 20 per hundred is 20 per cent, right? Per cent. Now, of course, you could have just taken this decimal point and moved it 2 spaces to the right, plug in a 0, and you get 20% that way. But I just like to write it out to show you the whole thing. Anyway, what is the sales tax rate? The sales tax rate is 20%. Okay? That looks like the state of Washington to me, huh? Okay. Example 5, commission. A real estate agent has a commission rate of 3%. In other words, they sell something, they get 3% of the sales price. Okay. If a piece of property sells for $125,000, what is her commission? Press pause, do it by yourself, then check the video. And by all means, write the question out if you want to understand it a little bit better. Okay. Okay, I hope you've pressed pause and tried it. I hope you've given yourself at least 4 or 5 minutes just to try it. And now we'll go through it on the video together. Okay. What I want to get is 3% of 125,000, correct? And that's what I'll have to do. So turn 3% into a decimal. And what does that become? Well, 3%, once again, I'll just remind you, is 3 per 100. 3 hundredths. As a decimal, then, that's 0.03. 3 hundredths. Of course, we can just take this decimal point, move it 2 spaces to the left, stick in a placeholder 0, we'll get 0.03 or 0.03. So 3% is a decimal, 0.03. Of means what? Of is multiply by 125,000. So what I need to do is take 125,000 and take 0.03 and multiply. So 3 zeros is 0, 3 zeros is 0, 3 zeros is 0, 3 fives is 15, carry the 1. 3 twos is 6 and 1 is 7, 3 ones is 3. I have 2 decimal places in the question, so I need 2 decimal places in the answer. So I get 3, 7, oh, that's the decimal point there, 3750, okay? And that's a dollar amount, $3,750. piece of property sells for that amount. Her commission is $3,750. So selling one of those a month would probably do, right? Example 6. Find purchase price given commission. If a car salesperson gets 11% commission on all the cars he sells, what is the price of a car if his commission is $935? So look, this is the 11% commission. So you're given the commission amount. You're given the commission rate. You have to then calculate what was the original price. Okay. Now the price, it's the price without the commission added onto it, just the actual price of the car. Okay. Well, sorry, long story. Yeah, it's the price of the car. You know what I mean. Please press pause. Give yourself 4 minutes to try it yourself and see if you can get the answer, and then we'll walk through it on the video and you can check your answer and get help if you need it. Okay, so please press pause and by all means write this out first. Write it out. And give yourself, let's say, 4 or 5 minutes. Just try it yourself and see how far you get. Okay. Okay, I hope you've pressed pause and tried it. I'm going to do it with you now. Alright, a salesperson gets 11% commission on all the cars he sells. What is the price of a car if his commission is $935? In other words, 11% of what is that? Or this is 11% of what number? You could do it that way. It doesn't really matter. You could say $935 is 11% of what number? That's another way of doing it. Right? Or you could go 11% of what number is 935, right? So I might as well write them out. There's another way. 11% of what number is 935. I'm just writing out 2 different ways of doing it because they're both correct. So either way, you can turn either of these into an equation and solve it, right? So in any case, let's do this. We'll do the bottom one because we've done this one the most. So we got to turn all of these into something, okay? So press pause and turn this into an equation. Turn this into an equation. You've got to put the 11% as a decimal. What is of? What do you do with what number? What do you do with this? What do you do with this? So press pause and do the whole thing yourself. Okay, have you tried it? Hope you tried it. 11% as a decimal. Move this 2 spaces to the left. We get 0.11 or 0.11. Of means multiply. Multiply by what number? What number? N, the letter N, is equals 935. Okay? So you have 0.11 times N equals 935. If you want to write it out like this, 0.11 times N, like this if you like, equals 935, just to make it a little bit neater, that's fine. But in any case, to get N by itself, what do we need to do? N is being multiplied by 0.11. So to get rid of the 0.11, we need to divide by the same number. And now these guys will cross cancel. They'll leave 1s. And you must divide by this by 0.11 also. So I get N equals, and then I just need to do the division on this, right? So I have 0.11 into 935. Now let's move the decimal point 2 spaces to the right. And also on here, you see, it goes 2 spaces to the right, giving us a couple of zeros on that. So this becomes the number 11, and this is 93500. Now, what does that become? 11 into 93. 9 11s is 99, so that'll be 1 less than 9 11s. It'd be 8 11s is 88, right? 8 11s, 88. Subtract, what's 93 minus 88? It's 5, right? And bring this 5 down. What's 11 into 55? 5, right? 5 11s, 55. Subtract 0. And then 11 into, and that's the remainder 0, but look, 11 into 0 goes 0 times, 11 into this 0 goes 0 times, so you still need a couple of zeros at the end, don't forget that. Okay, so we end up with n equals 8500. What does n represent? The car salesperson gets $935, and we were looking for the price of the car. Price of the car was the number. 935 is 11% of 8,500 apparently, right? The answer is $8,500. $8,500. Okay. Example 7. Find the commission rate. A realtor makes a commission of $4,400 on an $110,000 house she sells. What is her commission rate? Please press pause, give yourself 4 or 5 minutes, and try and do this on your own. And by all means, write the question out if you need to. Okay, and then check the video. So press pause in the video, give yourself 4 or 5 minutes, do your best, and then check the video. Okay. Okay, hope you've tried it. I'm going to do it now. We want to find the commission rate. So I guess we're trying to figure out what percentage, right? What percent of this is this? Does that make sense? What percent of 110,000 is 4,400? Isn't that what we're trying to figure out? Or you could say 4,400 is what percent of 110,000, whichever way you want to do it. But so there's a couple of other ways that are of doing it. There's also many wrong ways of doing it, but there are at least 2 or 3 right ways of doing it. This is the way we've been doing it mostly. You start with the what percent, I guess. So please press pause and turn this into an equation, a math equation. Press pause and turn it into a math equation. Okay, I'll do it now. What percent? I usually like to write P of multiplied by 110,000. So it's P times that, right? Is equals 4,400. Okay. So to get P by itself, I divide by 110,000. And these guys cross cancel, but I must divide this side also by 110,000. Okay, so we get P on the left, and all I have to do now, is turn this into a percentage. How are you going to turn this into a percentage? Well, it's a fraction right now. Don't we have to simplify the fraction maybe? Let's start with simplifying the fraction. Okay, now let's see. I'll leave that there. Sorry. Okay, now. So we have 4,400 over 110,000. Can't we cross some zeros off by dividing by top and bottom by 10? So at least I have 44 over 1100. So there's a start. What can you divide by now? Well, this is an even number on the bottom, and we've got 44 on the top. You can divide the top and bottom by 2. I'm going to guess that 4 goes into top and bottom as well. So look, 4 into that goes once, 4 into that goes once. 4 into 11 goes twice, remainder 3. 4 into 30 goes 7 times, remainder 2. 4 into 20 goes 5 times. So So I get 11 over 275. Now, 11, you can't see. It's almost impossible to see whether 11 goes into this or not. But I know this is a factor of 5. So this is 5 times what? 5 times what gives 275. I'm asking you to factorize 275. Okay? 5 times what gives 27? 5 times 5, remainder 2, and then 5 into 25 is 5. So this is basically, I'm just trying to show you, I have 11 over 5 times 55. Now, can you factorize the 55? What's 55? 55 is 5 times what? 11, right? And this guy comes down. So what I have is 5 times 11. So when I factor the 275, and I've just broken it down a lot. When I factor 275, I get 5 times 5 times 11. You see that? And now, can you cross-cancel something now? You can cross-cancel common factors. When you have things being multiplied on the top or bottom of a fraction, you can cross-cancel. 11 into 11 goes once. 11 into 11 goes once. So this gives me 1 over 5 times 5 times 1, 25. Okay? 1 over 25. So I end up with P equals 1 over 25. Now I still want to turn that into a percentage rate. So I guess I need to do a long division, right? I need to go 25 into 1 to calculate that as a percentage, right? So, of course, I'll stick on a couple of zeros. What's 25 into 1? What's 25 into 10? What's 25 into 100? Well, it's 4 times, right? 4 times 25 is 100. Subtract, and remainder 0. Now, where does the decimal point go? It goes up here. And it was kind of like 25 into 1 goes 0 times, put up the decimal point. 25 into 10 goes 0 times. See that? 25 into 100 goes 4 times. So the answer is 0.04. And what is that as a... So this is... I now have P in the form of a decimal. Calculate P as a... What's that as a percentage? 0.04. As a percentage, that is what? Now remember, 0.04, of course, is 4 tenths or 4 hundredths. 4 hundredths, right? 4 per 100. Or 4%, right? Or you could just take this decimal point, move it 1, 2 spaces to the right, and now call this 4%. So that's the answer, 4%, right? And one other thing I want to show you, a little trick, is when we were at that stage with when P was 1 over 25, okay, instead of doing the long division, we could have done this. I just want to show you this so you've seen it. You don't have to use this if you don't want to. But 1 over 25, if I want to turn that if I turn that into an equivalent fraction with 100 on the bottom, 25 times what gives 100? 25 times what gives 100? 25 times 4, right? But if I multiply the bottom by 4, I must multiply the top by 4. And 1 times 4 is 4. So 1 over 25 is equivalent to 4 over 100. And 4 hundredths is 4 per 100 or 4%. So that's another way of doing it. Yeah, anyway, just to show you that. But either way, if you get 4%, you're correct. So it doesn't matter which way you do it. But I just wanted to show as many things as possible so we can understand as much math as possible.